performed by the group Pilgrim and Trout.
In view, the solar array wings of the International Space Station and also the robotic arm now in motion. They're positioning that in preparation for today's spacewalk activity, as Steve Swanson and Joe Akaba will be egressing from the Quest airlock and making their way on the port or left truss segment of the International Space Station to begin their tasks. The first activity on the EVA is to untighten bolts on the batteries on that port 6 truss. They'll be doing that in preparation for their ultimate removal and replacement on STS127, an upcoming shuttle mission. Once they've completed that, they'll also work a little bit more inboard on the port truss to deploy an unpressurized cargo carrier attachment that's used to position external logistics on the truss segment. Once they've completed that, they'll then install a GPS antenna on the Japanese Kibo lab and take some photos of the starboard and port truss radiators. They'll also do some reconfigurations on the Z1 truss patch panel before moving back to the starboard or the right truss, which is where most of the activities have been happening on this mission. And there they're going to deploy a payload attachment system, which is called a PAS, very similar to the unpressurized cargo carrier that they'll have deployed on the other side. They'll have to perform the same maneuvers, removing some truss hardware and able to deploy that from the inside of the truss, and then attaching that. That will wrap up the EVA, which is expected to end about 6:13 p.m. Central Time. In the view there, Steve Swanson, as you can see now, fully donned in the EMU or U.S. spacesuit and being assisted by Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata in the left and pilot Tony Antonelli in the right.
Go for the hatch. 20 ready for the hatch?
Firm, if you're showing less than 0.5, we'll take the EV hatch open and stow.
Coming now. EV hatch open and stowed.
And we can see here in camera Charlie that the hatch thermal cover is open, and so you are go to egress the crew lock. Ready?
In mark.
This is a good view from Steve Swanson's helmet camera, as you can see, just making his way out of the crew lock of the Quest airlock.
And so you'll be getting ready, crew lock bag 3, that'll be the one with the 285 footers on it, to hand out to Swanee when he's ready for it. Copy that, it's in work, thanks. And Swanee, when you're in position, you can give Joe the go to head out of the crew lock.
I will do that. Joe, let me get out of this throughway.
Copy.
All right, Joe, I'm clear.
Come on. And Swanee, you can get a look at his saber handles as he makes his way out.
Will do. All right, I see your left, your right, and I got your left. Your
I
right.
see your right, and I got your left for both now.
All right, I think all sabers are good there, Ricky.
Great, Joe, great seeing you outside. Welcome to EVA.
Thank you.
All right, Swanee, with the safer checks, you're going to head on out to the P1, P3 tether swap location. That's Nader outboard near CP9.
Thank you very much. I'm on my way.
Joe, take your time there and just get used to translating.
I sure will, thanks.
All right, Joe, Swanee's heading out to Lab WIF 7, and you're going to make your way up to Lab WIF 11, and you guys are both going to be retrieving some APFRs there. Swanee, you know you're going to be putting that crew lock bag on your APFR, and I'll have settings for you guys when you're ready.
Thank you very much.
Copy.
I'm ready for settings right now, Ricky.
All right, Swanee, it's going to be Romeo, Romeo, Delta 12, and just let me know when you have that crew lock bag attached.
Okay.
And I'd also appreciate a shout when you have your BRT read on the APFR.
You bet, that's the one I'll definitely give you. I have my APFR read on my BRT read on the APFR now.
Copy, thanks, Swanee.
I'll be pulling it up.
And Swanee, we lost sight of you. What's your location?
Go over the Sarge.
Hey, gotta get a gauntlet check from you, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Yes, gauntlets down and closed. They look good.
Great, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, Ricky, I've got my BRT ret on the APFR with a good jiggle.
Copy, Joe. Thanks for the call, and just let me know when you have it on your BRT.
That's in work.
And Swanee, just from your memory, that 5226, is that the location where Joe is going to do his safety tether swap, or is he just going to pick it up there?
No, he's just going to pick it up there. He's going to go a little bit neater underneath to actually do his tether swap to keep it clear of the BGA.
Great, thanks, Swanee. He's going to go down to 5218. I just wasn't sure on the procedure here.
Right, and I'm trying to find 5226. Not popping up where I thought it was.
Yeah, if you leave it somewhere off.
Yeah, when we tacked him back there yesterday, Joe's where I'm looking.
Okay, Swanee, I'm coming up on the Sarge, so I should be there shortly.
Okay.
Copy on 2, Joe. You're just going to go ahead back to H2 and less than 60 foot-pounds. Copy 1 and 2 are broken on the center inboard battery.
Away from the radiator.
Stay firm.
Going back with H2, tighten it down.
I can give you this ratchet.
I'm ready for the ratchet. I have the ratchet.
Yeah,
it is on an integral ret from the crew-out bag. I'm going to release yours.
I'm ready.
Here it comes.
Got it.
Going back in the bag, Ricky.
Thanks, Swanee. And when you're done with...
It's Mission Control Houston. You're listening in as the two spacewalkers are wrapping up some of their first tasks. They've completed the installation of gap spanners, foot restraints, and also loosened the bolts on various batteries on the Port 6 truss. The view from the helmet camera of Joe Acaba, now just under 2 hours in his first EVA and joining Steve Swanson. The two now transitioning over to the worksite for the next task, which is the deployment of the UCAS display. The UCAS is the unpressurized cargo carrier attach system. It's an assembly of hardware that traveled up within the truss segment, but they'll be removing some of the truss hardware and then swinging that assembly out and then reattaching the truss hardware and then permanently attaching the cargo carrier in its permanent position.
Looks like you both are at the Sarge.
Hey, fine. Hey, fine.
Just inboard.
Good work. John's actually given us a pretty good view of you guys with station cameras.
Hey, thank you, John. Okay, Ricky, I'm ready for settings.
Swanee, Bravo 7, counter 2.
Bravo 7, counter 2. Okay, Bravo 7, counter 2 is set. I'm going to do